Hey Booktube, it's Charlie from Reader Turned Writer. Today I am doing the Authortube Newbie tag. My name is Charlie. I am a mom to 3 children, a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 1-year-old. So it's a little crazy around here, but we have a lot of fun. And while I'm not a complete newbie to YouTube or to Booktube, I've been doing Booktube for a couple years, but I took a 9-10 month break in there. I haven't really done anything with Authortube up to this point. I just recently got back into writing and started doing some writing advice videos and talking about writing more on my channel, and so I'm excited to be dipping my toes into Authortube as well as Booktube. And to answer the Authortube questions, I am going to cut away to a bullet page in my bullet journal. And here we are, and I'm going to do just a little bit of page prep work before I begin. So I'm just going to fill in the page with some of my answers to the prompts in some random colors so it'll look kind of pretty. The first prompt is, how did you find out about Authortube? So I obviously found it through Booktube. I remember when I first did the Booktube newbie tag, I talked about writing and someone suggested that I do the Authortube newbie tag, but I wasn't currently making writing content, and so I decided not to do that. I originally found Booktube. I was trying to do a blog about homeschooling and reading to my kids and things like that. My blog wasn't having any success at all. I literally had a blog post that had 0 views on it. I was like, this is not working. I was really frustrated. So I went and I made a few videos, and while I was on YouTube trying to find other content similar to what I was trying to do, I found Booktube and I got really excited, made a Booktube channel. The second prompt is, what genres do you write in? Now, the very top thing that I want to do is write fairy tale retellings because I really enjoy reading those. That's one of my favorite genres to read. Other than that, I'm really open to pretty much any genre. Don't really read a lot of actual sci-fi books, and so unless I started doing that, I probably wouldn't write in sci-fi. And I also do not read horror, and so I wouldn't write a horror. But I would love to write fantasy, but I don't mind writing in other genres like a dystopian, or I would love to do some contemporaries, things like that. The third prompt is, what is your preferred writing tense, point of view, and category of story? For tense, I definitely prefer past tense. I prefer reading past tense as well, and so I'm probably more comfortable with it. Point of view, I think I prefer first person over third, but I don't mind third. I wouldn't do an omniscient and I wouldn't do second. And the age group that I think I want to write in currently is YA or middle grade. I'm currently writing a YA book, but I do enjoy middle grade books and I would love to write one day. Prompt 4 is, are you a plotter, pantser, or plantser? And I am a plotter. Although I do think all of us have plantsers in us. The more detailed my outline is, the easier it is for me to sit down and do a rough draft, because I have a really hard time sitting down and writing when I'm not sure where the story is going. It gives me anxiety. But there are times when I'm writing and I go in a different direction, or things just kind of start happening. I get into flow and, I don't really pay attention to where I'm going. And I think we all have a mixture of both in us. Are you self-published, published, or yet to be published? And I'm going to put yet to be published. I technically actually have a nonfiction date ideas book published through Deseret Book. In high school, I did a challenge where I went on a date with 100 different guys just for fun. They were all group dates. It was really fun and it really stretched me as a person, and I gathered a lot of date ideas from that. So I sent it into Deseret Book and they published it in the ebook format, and that was really fun. But I don't have any novels yet published. I don't know that I could use Deseret Book as a way to segue into getting a novel published. I guess I do have that kind of foot in the door, but I don't actually have any novels published, and that's what I really want to do, so that's why I am yet to be published. 6 is, what publishing company, literary agent, and or printing company is your dream one? I honestly am not sure. I want to find a good fit, but I haven't actually looked into publishing companies a whole lot. When I first started writing again, I did really want to be published through a publishing company. Currently, I am leaning towards maybe self-publishing because I do really like the idea of having the freedom that self-publishing comes with, and I think I would be okay with the marketing side of it. It's something that I feel like I could do. I'm not sure yet if I actually do want to do that, but I really like the idea of having control of things like the cover design and whether or not I'm going to continue a series, and different things like that sound really appealing to me and seem like it might be worth it. There are things about publishing though through a publisher that make me, wonder if I should publish through a publisher. So I'm not sure yet exactly how I'm going to publish or who I'm going to publish through. 7 is, what Authortube related videos can we expect to find on your channel? The main 2 types of content that I plan on having my channel will be writing advice, and I really want to focus on the big picture. I will be using graphs and charts and things on bullet pages similar to this. Along with that, I want to analyze books in relation to all of the big picture advice that I'm giving. So I recently did a character arc video where I broke down the beats that are important to have a really hard-hitting character arc. Now that I have that video out, the next Authortube video that I want to do after the newbie tag is to look at some of the books that I've read that have great character arcs and break them down and analyze what made the character arc so great and analyze the book from a writer's perspective. I think I'll be calling that my Read Like a Writer series. 8 is, when did you start writing? I started when I was a child. I remember writing a lot of poems and stories and essays and really enjoying all of the writing classes in school. When I was in 6th grade, I remember carrying around a giant binder with a novel that I was writing based off of a game that my brother and I used to play in our backyard called The Princess and the Thief. I really wish I still had it. I can't find it, but that makes me so sad because I wish I could read it now. And then I kind of wrote on and off through middle school and high school, but I was mostly focused on other things. But I never really was able to finish a novel. I would start a lot of novels and then stop. And I actually have a video talking about how I finally was able to finish a novel that talks more about this story as well. But really, I started writing more seriously and having a writing habit in about the past year and a half. Question 9 is, what is the first story you ever wrote? The first one I can remember was actually a story told through a poem that I did for my school reflections program. When I was 8 years old, I got lost pretty far away from my house and left there without any way of getting home or knowing what to do. I sat down and I was crying, and a lady pulled over and asked if I was okay. I told her I was lost, and she told me to get in the car, and I was like, I didn't want to because I didn't know her, and she was like, I have kids with me, you're gonna be okay. And she had 2 daughters in the back, so I climbed in with her, and I knew my mom's phone number, so she called my mom, and I got home safely and everything. I wrote the story for reflections in a poem. That's the first story that I can remember writing. Prompt 10 is, what authors have inspired your writing the most? And man, there are so many authors that have inspired my writing, but I'm gonna go kind of to the ones that inspired me very first. And so the very first one that I know of is Gail Carson Levine. I read Ella Enchanted when I was 8 or 9, and it was my favorite book growing up. It's what got me into fairy tale retellings, and I hope to be a writer almost just like Gail Carson Levine someday. Shannon Hale is one of my top favorite authors, and I love the way that she writes worlds and characters and friendships, and the types of books that she writes are exactly the types of books that I want to write, and I love Shannon Hale. Another author who is really influential to me, even though I don't really write the same types of books as him, is Brandon Sanderson, and I love the writing classes that he puts online. I like him as a person. His writing is just so fabulous. Even though I don't write the same types of books as him, I hope that I can learn to write character arcs and the depth of characters and their relationships as well as he does. Prompt number 11 is, do you schedule your writing sessions, or do you simply write whenever you can find time? And I definitely schedule them. I have, like I said, 3 really little kids, and my emotional energy is spent by the end of the day. And so if I wait till I have some spare time, I won't do it. I wake up at 6:30 so I can make sure and get 500 words minimum in each day. I do that Monday through Friday, so I try and get 500 words Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday I post to my writing group. Prompt number 12 is, do you type on a computer, typewriter, write everything out by hand, or use a blend of those? And where do you write in general? So I definitely type. I type basically everything, even my brainstorming, my outline, everything. And I write in bed. The last one, 13, is, what are you most looking forward to now that you are a part of Authortube? I am honestly just looking forward to learning. I very much want my videos, my writing advice videos, and my analytical videos to be sharing what I'm learning on my journey, and I look forward to hearing from everybody who sees my videos, what they are learning about, or anything that they have to add to what I've shared, and also to find other Authortubers who are sharing great advice, and I've already been finding that. I'm really excited to be a part of this community, to be able to share as we grow and learn together and become better writers as a community. I think that is such an awesome thing that we can have something like that. So there we have it, my Authortube newbie tag. Let me know in the comments below an answer to one of these questions about yourself. I would love to get to know you better. If you liked this video and are looking forward to the kind of content that I am planning on making, then hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching my video. I will see you in the next one.